Previous class we discussed about the inductance or inductive reactance. So now we will discuss about the capacitive reactance. So let us assume that we have a capacitor which is energized by AC source. Its value is C and its current is I of t and its voltage is V of t. So let us assume that this V of t this is equal to Vm sine omega t plus phi. Vm sine omega t plus phi. Right. So now we need to find out the current I. So if you have capacitor current, if the capacitor is present, so what is the formula for current? So this current I can be represented. So I equal to C into dV by dt. I equal to C into dV by dt. So this can be written as C into d by dt into Vm sine omega t plus phi. Right. So this can be written as C into Vm omega cos omega t plus phi. Since our reference is sine, so we need to write this is also in terms of sine. So this can be written as omega c Vm sine omega t plus phi by 2. So what you understood that, so here there is no phase angle, the phase angle is phi, and this is phi plus pi by 2. So that means, so this is voltage, so this is voltage and this is current. So that means what you understood that, so this is your reference voltage and this current I, so which is leading by an angle pi by 2, which is leading by an angle pi by 2. So that means this current curve, so it will be like this. So this is I. In case of pure inductive load, the current is lagging by an angle 90 degrees by the supply voltage. In case of capacitive or pure capacitor, in that case, the current is leading by an angle 90 degrees. So if you draw the phasor diagram, so it will be like this. If we have voltage, if this is the voltage, okay, and its corresponding current, so how you will represent the current? So that means it is leading by 90 degrees. So that means this is I. So this angle is 90 degrees. In comparison with, so this is voltage V and this is I. This is how we will represent this, right? So this is for phi equal to 0. In case of some finite value is there, so that means the curve will be like this. If this is the one, if this is V, right? This is making an angle phi, and here, so this is V, and this one will be I, and this angle is 90 degrees. This is the phasor diagram in case of pure capacitor. So come to here. So here this one omega c into Vm, right? So omega c into Vm. So this can be written as what we got. So V equal to Vm sine omega t plus phi, and I equal to omega c Vm sine omega t plus phi by 2. Okay. So this can be written as Vm at an angle phi, and this can be written as omega c Vm at an angle phi plus pi by 2. I plus pi by 2. Right. So this can be written as Vm e to the power of j phi, and this can be written as omega c Vm e to the power of j pi plus pi by 2, and this can be written as omega c Vm e to the power of j phi into e to the power of j pi by 2. So e to the power of j pi by 2. So what is the value of e to the power of j pi by 2? So that is j, right? So this is equal to j. So that means j omega c Vm e to the power of j phi. Since e to the power of j pi by 2 is j, right? So these are vectors. So this is v equal to Vm phi, and this I equal to j omega c Vm e to the power of j phi. So V by I, so that is impedance. So this can be written as, so 1 by j omega c. 1 by j omega c, or minus j into 1 by omega c. Minus j into, because 1 by j is minus j. Minus j into omega. So this 1 by omega c, so this is known as xc, capacitive reactance. So this is known as capacitive reactance. So that means this is j minus xc. So in contrast with inductance, so this is jxl, and so this one is minus jxc. So this is also depending on this xc. So xc is 1 by omega c, right? So this is depends on frequency f, right? So let us assume that omega equal to 0, right? If you assume that the omega equal to 0, so that means for DC supply, the frequency is 0, right? For DC supply, okay, for DC supply, so how it will act? So what is the current in case of, in this case, the current I is V by, so V into j omega c, right? This omega is 0, so that means this current is 0. So that means it acts as a open circuit. Open circuit for DC. Open circuit for DC. So let us assume if omega equal to infinite or high frequency. So in that case, so this I is j omega here, right? So that means it will be infinite. So that means it is short circuit. For DC supply, the capacitor will be open circuited, right? But the inductor is short circuited. But high frequency supply, for high frequency supply, the inductor is open circuited and the capacitor is short circuited. The capacitor is short circuited. In other words, open circuit means current is 0, short circuit means the current is infinite, practically a very large value. The things we need to understood that if you have inductor, right, so its value is L, so its equivalent inductance is J omega L. So if you have capacitor, so its value is C, and its equivalent is minus J by omega C. So this is JXL and this is minus JXC. Clear? Right. So we have three elements, one resistive element, inductor, and capacitor. So with these three, so we had different combinations. So series parallel connection of these elements, series parallel connection of these elements. So let us assume that, so here's something like this. So R here and L here. Okay. So this resistor in AC circuit, it is R. This inductor, so how you represent this one? So this can be represented as J into XL. In other words, J into omega L. So therefore, so we have this entire thing can be written like this. This is some black box. So this is R plus J omega L. So this is known as impedance Z. So this is known as impedance Z. So this is known as impedance Z. In case of the combination of a resistor and capacitor, so this is R, so this is minus J by omega C. In other words, this is minus JXC. So this can be written as R minus J into 1 by omega C. So this is equal to Z. That means simply if it is a RL combination or RC combination, so this can be written as R equal to, so Z equal to R plus or minus J into X. So where X is XL or XC. So this can be written as R plus or minus JX. So this can be written in complex form or the polar form. So that means it will be mod Z at an angle phi or this theta. So what is mod Z? So that is square root R square plus X square, and this theta is tan inverse is plus or minus X by R, plus or minus X by R. This plus sign is for inductance, this minus sign is for capacitance. Right? Plus sign is for inductance and the minus sign is for capacitance. So this is how we represent R in polar form. Right. So we can represent in complex form or we can represent in polar form. Right. Sometimes in calculations, so this is easy. If we are adding two impedances, so this is easy. Simply we can add the real terms and we can add the reactive terms. And this format, it is easy. So when you're dividing, for example, Z1 by Z2, we are trying to do the operation, right? So in that case, so this format is easy. So we have two formats. So one is this complex format and this one is the polar format. So depending on addition and subtraction, so this is easy. For addition and subtraction, so this format is easy. In case of division and multiplication, so this format is easy. Looking into the problem, so based on that, so you can change to complex to polar or polar to complex form. So here this is Z equal to this magnitude mod Z at an angle theta. So this theta is tan inverse plus or minus C. The thing is that in case of inductance, so this theta is positive, right? Because plus X by R. In case of capacitance, so this theta is negative. This theta value is negative. So from this, you can back calculate, if you know this value, you can back calculate the R value. So R will be mod Z into cos theta. So that is the real term. And this X, so this X value, that means so R equal to mod z into cos theta, and x equal to mod z into sin theta. So that is the reactive term. So that means we have two terms. One is the real term and reactive term. So this real component and this is the reactive component, or a resistor and inductance. The thing is that, so the units for this x, this jx, or this xl, or this xc, so it is also ohm. So that is also ohm. So in problem, if it is given, for example, you have something like this. So 10 ohm is there. So this is J 20 ohm, right? So this is given as J 20 ohm. So meaning is, so this is given in JXL is given. So XL equal to, so here XL equal to 20 ohm. So in case of like this, for example, 10 Henry is given. So for that additional thing, you require omega value. So with using this omega value or multiplying this omega value, you can calculate the XL value. Omega into L. So this L is given. So by looking into the problem or looking into what it is given, it is 20 ohm given for inductance or for capacitance. For in case of capacitance, so they may give minus 10 ohm. So this is 10 ohm. So that means, so XC is given. XC is given as minus 10 ohm. It's clear. So this is how, if it is capacitance is usually, if it is given in farad, in that case, additionally, so they will provide the omega value. So from that, you can calculate the minus j by omega c. So that is the its value. So it will be given as minus j 10 ohm, something like that. It's clear. Its units are ohm. Its units are ohm. So it can be represented either in polar form or in a rectangular form or the complex form. Right. Sometimes, right, instead of this impedance z, right, so we can sometimes deal with its reciprocal, right, it's reciprocal, so that is 1 by y. So it's reciprocal, so that is known as admittance. So that is known as admittance. So y equal to 1 by z. Sometimes you deal with z or sometimes you deal with 1 by z. So that means admittance, so that is equal to I voltage by V. So z equal to V by I, right? Z equal to V by I. Instead of that, y equal to I by V. Right. So we have z equal to R plus jx format, right? Similarly, y it will be g plus j into b format. G plus b into b format. So this g is known as conductance. So this g is known as conductance. This g is known as conductance, and this b is known as susceptance. Susceptance. So this b is known as susceptance. So this is G plus JB format. In other words, 1 by R equal to G. In other words, 1 by R equal to G, right? And 1 by X, that is equal to B, susceptance. Yeah. So we have this format. So Y equal to G plus JB, right? So which is equal to 1 by R plus jx, which is equal to 1 by r plus jx, right? So this is equal to 1 by z, right? Z equal to 1 by z equal to r plus jx. So this we can write something like this: r plus jx into r minus jx by r minus jx. We are multiplying with r minus jx and we are dividing with r minus jx. So this will be, right, because separating these two terms. So it will be like this, right? R minus jx divided by r square plus x square, right? R square plus x square, right? So this you can term separate the real and reactive terms: r square plus x square, one term, minus j into x by r square plus x square. So which is equal to g plus jb form. So from this, g equal to r by r square plus x square and b equal to minus x by r square plus x square. Right. So this is only valid so when x equal to 0, or this is only valid when r equal to 0. So that means only one element is there. So 1 by r equal to 0 when x is 0. That means you have only in resistance is there. In that case only it is valid. So 1 by x equal to b. In that case r equal to 0. In that case only. So these are valid. So if it is a combination of resistance and inductance, so these are the things. If it is a combination of resistance and inductance, so this will be G. Right. So its units are for G and B, right? Similar to the resistance and inductance or reactance, units is ohm. So here also its units are Siemens, SIE, Siemens, right? Okay. Or mho, MHO, ohm, right? If you reverse that, so it will be mhos, MHO. Okay. Or the symbol is like this. Or for Siemens, it will be S. So admittance, conductance, and susceptance, so all are represented in ohms, sorry, Siemens. Similarly, impedance, resistance, and reactance, so all are represented in ohms. Right. So we have this, some triangles are there. So one is the impedance triangle and admittance triangle. So what is impedance triangle? Here, so we have Z equal to R plus JX, right? So this can be represented in complex plane. So this is your R, resistance R here, and this is JX, right? So this is JX, right? And its resultant is like this, right? So this is your Z. So this angle is theta. This angle is theta. So this theta is tan inverse X by R. And this magnitude, its magnitude is Z. So this value is R square plus X square. So this is forming a triangle, right? So this is forming a triangle. So here R here, so you have Jx here, so that is Z. So this is known as impedance triangle. This is known as impedance triangle. Similarly, you have admittance triangle or this admittance triangle, so that you can easily understood, right? So one side you have G and other side you have B, and its magnitude is B. Okay. So this is known as impedance triangle. So this is how basically we represent. So this is equal to So mod Z at an angle theta. Right. So we'll form some basic circuits. So let us assume that we have some circuit is there. It is a combination of a resistance and an inductance. Resistance and inductance. So which is a combination of resistance and inductance. Right. So let us assume this is V and its current is I. I represent in phasor forms. This value is R and this is L. So that means its impedance is JXL or J omega L or JXL. Right. So how to represent this Z here? So Z is R plus J omega L. R plus J omega L. So how to represent this current phasor? So it will be V by Z, right? So that means V by R plus J omega L. V by R plus J omega L. So this can be written as V by mod Z or simply Z at an angle theta. This can be written as V by Z at an angle theta, right? Agree? So that means it is V by Z at an angle minus theta. So where this Z is x square plus y square. So purpose r square plus y square. So purposefully to avoid confusion, if nothing is mentioned means, so Z is its magnitude. So Z at an angle theta. So V by Z at an angle theta. Right. So what you understood that, so V is, if nothing is mentioned, right? So this is V at an angle 0, right? What is I here? So I is V by Z at an angle minus theta. So this value of this theta, so what is theta here? So tan inverse. What is theta? Theta is tan inverse x by L, right? So x by R. So here x is omega L. So that means omega L by R. Theta is tan inverse omega L by R. Is clear? This theta is tan inverse omega L by R. So what you understood is that, right, if this is the voltage waveform, so this is the voltage waveform, the current is leading or lagging, right? The current is lagging. This is V at an angle 0, right? But this is V by Z at an angle minus theta. So what is minus theta in current indicates? So that is lagging, right? So that is lagging this voltage. So this voltage, this is 0 and this is minus theta, right? So that means the current is starting somewhere here. And this angle is theta. And this angle is theta. So this is I. So you need to understand the difference. So when you have only inductance, so when you have only resistance, so both current and voltage are in phase. So when you have only inductance, so in that case, the current is lagging by 90 degrees. But you have a combination of resistance and inductance. In that case, so depending on the resistance, right? So depending on the value of those resistance and inductance value, that angle is theta. So that theta is tan inverse omega L by R. If this, right, this theta tan inverse omega L by R. For example, this R value is small, right? This resistance is small. In that case, the circuit is predominantly inductive. So that means that is predominant, that is dominated by inductance. In that case, this theta will be increased. If you have large value of resistance when compared to this omega L, so in that case, the circuit is predominantly resistive, in that case, what is the resultant? This theta value will be reduced. Okay. So same substitute here, if R equal to, if you substitute infinite, if you resistance R equal to 0, if it is a pure capacitor circuit, so what you understand that if it is 0, so that's tan inverse infinite, so that will be pi by 2. So that will be pi by 2. Okay. So that means how we will draw, for example, this phasor diagram for this. So this is voltage vector V. So this is voltage vector V. And the corresponding current vector in case of inductive vector, so that is this y-axis, but in this particular case, so it will be I, and this angle is theta. Right. So this is the direction of rotation, and this is rotating with angular speed omega. Right. This voltage is lagging. So this current is lagging the voltage by an angle theta. That theta is tan inverse omega L by R. And the current magnitude or the current peak value is V by Z. So that is V upon square root R square plus Z square. Not Z square, R square plus X square. Is clear? Right. So let us assume that, so we have one combination like this. So this R here, and this is C here. So this is minus J XC, right? So this is minus J XC. So where XC is 1 by omega C. So we have voltage vector V, so which is V at an angle 0. In other words, so this is Vm sine omega t, Vm sine omega t, and this is the current I. Similarly, we need to calculate the current I, so that is V by Z, right? V by Z. So V at by, so Z is, so how to represent that Z? So this R minus JXC, agree? R minus JXC is Z. This entire combination is R minus JXC, right? So this can be written as V by Z. So where this Z is R square plus X square under root, right? So this is at an angle minus theta. Minus theta. So this theta is tan inverse minus XC by, or in other words, this already I represented this minus, right? So this will be XC by R. I made an impression that, so this value is negative. So that means this theta is negative. So that's why I, to differentiate with the capacitive element and the inductive element, so I retain, so minus theta. So it will be originally minus XC by R, right? Clear? No, this is plus only, right? So just a small correction here. So this is Z at an angle minus theta. So this Z at an angle minus theta, right? So this will be, so V by Z at an angle plus theta. So V by Z at an angle plus theta. So this theta is tan inverse XC by R. So here, so this is under anticipation that, so since we have minus sign for the capacitance, this is negative. So that's why to differentiate the capacitive and inductive element, I differentiated with minus sign for the capacitive. So then now it is V by Z at an angle theta. So this will be V by Z at an angle theta. So what you understood that, so this is V at an angle 0 and this is V by Z at an angle theta. So that means the current is leading the voltage. The current is leading the voltage. So that means how to draw a phasor diagram. So if this is the voltage V, voltage vector, the current vector will be somewhere like this. So this is I. So this value is theta. And this value is theta, and this is the direction of rotation of the plane. Clear? It's clear. So that means in a combination of RC circuit, the circuit is the current is lagging. The current is lagging the supply voltage. The current is lagging the supply voltage. Right. That is by an angle theta. The theta is tan inverse XC by R. And that particular angle is negative. So let us assume that we have a combination of all these three. Right. We have a combination of these three. So we have R here, JXL here, and minus JXC here. So they can be at an angle 0, and this is I. We need to calculate. So now we have a combination of these three. So here same, so same I equal to V by Z. So I equal to V by Z. So V by, so what is Z here? So R plus J into XL minus XC. J into XL minus XC. Right? So here, so we can say this circuit is resistive or predominantly inductive or predominantly capacitive. So this is a combination of L and C, right? So based on these two values, so for example, if XL equal to XC, so in that case, the circuit is resistive. XL equal to XC, that is 0, right? So that means the circuit is resistive. Okay. If XL is greater than XC, so in that case, the circuit is predominantly inductive. So if this XC is greater than XL, so in that case, the circuit is capacitive. The end is capacitive. Right. Same thing. So V by Z at an angle theta. So V by Z at an angle theta. So this Z is square root of R square plus XL minus XC square. XL minus XC square. So how to determine this theta? So this theta is tan inverse of, so XL minus or this XL minus XC by Z. So not Z, by R. So we need to identify if XL is greater than that. So in that case, so based on these two combinations, so if XL is greater than C, so in that case, theta is positive. So for this case, theta is positive. So for this case, the theta is positive. If this capacitance, so in this case, this theta is negative. So we have this Z at an angle theta, right? Okay. So if this XL is greater than XC, so in that case, this theta is positive. So here this theta is negative. So in this particular case, this theta is 0.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Sir, when you're saying that if XL is greater than XC, do you mean that XC is very small in comparison to XL, that we ignore XC?
No, no, we are
Or
not
is it
ignoring
like that?
anything. We are not ignoring anything. See here, if you
I
draw
mean,
the phasor diagram, you will be understood, right? So this is resistance. For example, this is your resistive element. So this is your R. Okay. So in imaginary, this is the real axis, right? In imaginary axis, you will represent JXL, right? So this this is JXL. Okay. Right. And this is, for example, this is small JXC. So here now we need to add these two, right? Okay. So here,
Yes.
so this will be on negative side or positive side if we add JXL and JXC.
Positive.
Positive
Because
side, right? So
XL
this
is,
will be the, so this entire thing is J into XL minus XC, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, so we are not neglecting the value of XC, right? So, but some of the portion is, for example, if a positive thing is there, negative thing is there, right? So that negative thing is observed by the positive thing because the positive is higher. So now the resultant is, so this is the resultant.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So
Yes,
this
sir.
is one scenario. So we have other scenarios also, right? So we have another one. So where in that case, so XC is more. So this is R. So this is XC, JXC, and this is XL. So in that case, this is the resultant, right? So this is J into XC minus XL, right? So here this is the resultant and this is the one. So now this angle is negative and the earlier angle is positive. It's clear? So depending on the values of L and C, right? So we have the circuit is either resistive or inductive or capacitive, the end overall circuit, right? So this is how we will represent the theta. So based on that, we have this V minus Z at an angle minus theta. Need not necessarily be minus theta. So it may be positive, or that means the circuit is leading, right? So what the final thing, what we understood that if XL is greater than XC, if XL is greater than XC, so in that case, the current is lagging, right? The current is lagging the voltage. If XC is greater than XL, right? In that case, the current is leading the voltage. If XL equal to XC, so in that case, right, both current and voltage are in phase. Current is in phase. Clear? We have three scenarios. So depending on the values of XL and XC. So we have lagging, leading, or in phase. Clear? Same can be done for capacitor. So let us assume that we are so far we are considered series circuit, right? So let us assume the parallel circuits. We have one combination of this resistance and inductance is there. Resistance, inductance. So assume this current is I here and this voltage is V. So V at an angle 0. That's the reference. Right. So we have this R here and this is L. So this is JXL. So assume this current is IR and this current is IL. Inductive current is IL. So one thing you can directly say that, so this inductive, this resistive current, so is must be in phase with the supply voltage, and this inductor current, so must be lagging by 90 degrees with respect to the supply voltage, right? So that means IR, so this is a parallel combination, right? So V by R and this IL, so this is V by XL. So we have this I equal to IR plus IL, so that is the phasor sum. So from this I equal to, so V by R square plus V by XL square. So that is magnitude. So it will be V at an angle 1 by R square plus 1 by X square or XL square. So this phase angle theta, right? So what is theta here? So tan inverse. What is theta here? If this is the case, right? What is theta here? So it is XL by XR, right? So it is it's IL by IR. So this will be tan inverse, right? So V by XL by V by R. So that is tan inverse R by XL. Clear? It's clear. It's very simple. So we have this IR. We are doing in phasor notation, right? We are doing in these things in phasor notations. It will be so it easy. So we have this magnitude. So this is the current magnitude, and this is the theta value. So we have V by I, so which is equal to Z, right? So V by I, so which is equal to Z. So how to do this V by I here? So we have this V here, and this is the current here, right? We have this V, so that means its magnitude is V by I is from this, so V by I, right? So you left with, so 1 by square root 1 by R square plus 1 by XL square. So that is the magnitude of Z. And its corresponding phase angle is this. In other words, this corresponding phase angle or this is Z value, and this theta value is tan inverse. So this is the Z, right? So its magnitude is this value divided by R. So that means Z divided by R. This is the value of Z. This is not required actually. So don't confuse. So we can draw its phasor diagram. So we have two currents are there, right? Here two currents are there. So let us assume this is voltage vector V, or voltage phasor or vector, right? So this IR is in phase with the voltage, right? So this is IR, and this IL, so which is 90 degrees lagging. So this is IL. So the resultant I, so this is the resultant I. So this is the resultant I. The same thing. So this is phasor addition, phasor sum. So this is I. So its magnitude is this, and its phase angle is tan inverse R by XL. Its magnitude is R by XL. Tan inverse R by XL is its magnitude. And this is Z magnitude or impedance magnitude is 1 by square root R square plus 1 by XL. That is its magnitude. It's clear? And this is the angle, so which is making, this is theta. So we have another combination. capacitance. So we have another combination capacitance. So that is Xc minus jXc, and this is R. So this value is C, and this current is IR, and this is IC, capacitive current, and this is the total current, and this is V. In the same manner, so you can calculate the value of these values, right? So here also V by I, so which is equal to Z. So what is Z here? So what is this parallel combination? So this is its magnitude, right? 1 by R square plus 1 by X square. Right? And this angle is theta equal to tan inverse. Same, that is R by XL, right? Earlier it is R by XL. So now it is R by XC. So now it is R by XC. Thing is that, so this angle is negative. This theta is negative here. And whereas here, the theta is positive. So therefore, so this is V. So this voltage vector V here. Okay. So resistive current, so that is in phase. The resistive current is in phase. So this is IR, and this is IC, capacitive current IC. So this is sum of these two. So this is the current I, and this angle is theta. Okay. So this is also phasor sum. This I is equal to IR plus IC. So that is the phasor sum. So phasor sum of these two. So that also, from that also you can calculate. So here IR is V by R, and IC is V by XC. Right. So V by XC. So from that also you can calculate. So next we have all the three. So that is R is parallel with C is parallel with L. So this is IR, and this is IL, and this is IC. So this R XL minus XC. And this is the total current I. So this total current I can be written as in the form that's IR plus IL minus IC. So that means plus IL minus IC. So this entire thing is the phasor sum. So this will be V by R plus V by XL minus V by XC. So that means this I magnitude of this I is square root of V by R square plus V by XL minus V by X square. Right. So here also possibilities are there. So if this IL and IC, here two currents are there, right? IL and IC. So if this IL is ILIC, so both are 0. So in that case, you're left with only resistance. So if IL is greater than IC, so that means the circuit inductive current is more when compared to the capacitive current. So that means the circuit is predominantly inductive, and this IL is less than IC. So that means this circuit is predominantly capacitive. So you can also calculate the theta value. So theta is tan inverse IL by IC into IR, so by IR. IL by IC minus IR, so that means tan inverse. So IL is, what is IL? V by XL. So IC is V by XC, right? So that means it is 1 by XL minus 1 by XC by 1 by R. So instead of that, you can also simply represent with cos terms. So this is cos inverse, right? So this can be cos inverse. We can represent it with cos terms. So that is Z by R. So where this Z is the impedance magnitude. So that we can calculate as V by I. So we can calculate the Z value. Instead of the sign terms, it looks like complex. So that means Z. So this Z is, so 1 by square root of 1 by R square plus 1 by XL minus 1 by XC square. So here this theta value will be positive or negative. So depending on the, right. So depending on the values, right. So if you draw the phasor diagram, so it will be more easy to understood. So let us assume that, so this is voltage V and it is corresponding IR, right. So we have this inductive current IL is there and this is IC, right. So here IL minus IC, so that means somewhere it is here. So it is IL minus IC because this is, right. So this is the resultant current I and this angle is theta. So that means this theta is positive in case of inductance circuit or predominantly inductive circuit. The same goes here in the opposite thing. So this is your V and this is your IL and this is IC. So now IC is dominating or the capacitor circuit is dominating. So now the C is dominating, right? So therefore this is the IL minus IC. So this is your I R. So now this is like this. This is the resultant and this is making an angle theta. So this theta is negative. So if we understood that in series circuit for inductance, right? This values are changing. Okay. So these roles are changing, right? So this is for theta is negative. So this is for capacitor circuit. This theta is positive. Okay. In a parallel circuit, right? This current angle, right? In a parallel circuit, the current, if the circuit is inductive, so predominantly inductive in a parallel circuit. So what you understand that the current is leading. If the circuit is predominantly capacitive, in that case the current is lagging. Yeah. So if this is for IL greater than IC and this is for IC greater than IL. Inductive current is more means the current is leading, right? So inductive current more, so that means the current is lagging. But in case of series circuit, so that is slightly different. So because in series you have only one current, so which is leading or lagging, so depending on the inductance size. So in next class we'll try to solve some problems so that so you can understand so these concepts well, so rather than these values. So you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can ask me.